Alright, hey travelers, Chris here with another review. Today we are in Hong Kong, specifically on Hong Kong Island, and we're going to test out the Grand Hyatt Hongkong. So let's go inside and see if this is your next space to explore Hong Kong, if you should maybe instead rather skip the hotel. Let's see.
This video is sponsored by our own website unmatchedvoyages.com, where you can find hotel and flight reviews, deals and promotions, destination reviews and much more. So click the link below or go to unmatchedvoyages.com to find out more. So as mentioned, this time we are again in Hong Kong at the Grand Hyatt, and you can see here how it is located. We are this time on the south side of Hong Kong, Hong Kong Island. We also have a review about the region Hong Kong, so if you're interested in that, just look at the channel. It's already uploaded. Now in terms of the location, you can see here it is actually very central in Hong Kong Island. It's right next to this big exhibition building, and also no worries about the construction sites. That's already solved. There's some promenades to walk around now. It's a lot greener, so you won't have to worry about construction noise there. You can see there's basically two identical buildings here. One is the Renaissance Hotel here on the left side. On the other side, in the other building, we have the Grand Hyatt. It is not the newest of buildings. This hotel has been around for quite a while. It is a grand hotel, and it is also the highest or most luxurious Hyatt hotel in Hong Kong. There are no Park Hyatts or Andaz hotels as of this video. Given its proximity to the exhibition center, this is definitely a very big and busy hotel. You can see that immediately when you go there, the entrance, there's constantly cars coming. There's constantly stuff happening. Every weekend there seems to be a wedding, at least from what I can tell. So there's a lot going on in this hotel. So if you're looking for a boutique hotel, this is definitely not it. But I think it just looks fantastic. Definitely not modern. It is really more a classic luxury style. Maybe not up to everyone's taste, but I think it gives quite a good impression when you enter the hotel lobby the first time.
Alright, so here we are in a standard room with executive lounge access, but I think the room should be pretty standardized. It's just a bit on a higher floor. So let me show you what we have here. You can already see that you have this really big window front, and it's amazing view when it's not super cloudy and rainy. Ignore the happy birthday, we're just here over my birthday, so really cute that they put this up, and they also gave us a cake, so also thumbs up for that. Really nice guest relations treatment. Besides that, then of course you have a pretty big bed. I really like the colors also. You have this like beige golden tones, you have a bit of the red here on the lamp, and I don't know, it's quite timeless. This is not the most modern hotel anymore. I think it's been around for quite a while, but to be honest, this feels like it could still be a very new hotel. You have a little bit of a chair here, only for one person, I guess. So if you're here with multiple people, you have to fight over the chair, and then you have this really big table. This looks like you could play mahjong perfectly on it. This definitely feels Asian with these like solid wood tones. I like it. And then as mentioned, you can really see amazingly the big towers in Hong Kong. You have the harbor view. It's really fantastic, and it might be worth to splurge for the view, because that's, I think, one of the highlights of Hong Kong anyway. When we turn around, then we have, of course, a TV. That's actually quite a big one, I have to say. Some art here, and besides that, I think what's quite nice is that the bathroom area is open, so there's no window or anything here. So if you take a bath, you have this amazing view over the harbor, even from the bath, which is nice. One thing you notice about why this hotel feels a bit older is that when you look at the power plugs, they're all Hong Kong type power plugs, which is a bit unfortunate because those are the British plugs, and honestly, who has those? Sorry, British people, but just make sure to bring your adapter. And you also have kind of all the controls next to the bed here, so you can easily get everything done there. Then let's talk about the bathroom. Before that, just quickly, you also have your mini bar. You have, I believe, a coffee machine. That's actually the mini bar. Actually, it's up here. Standard espresso machine. You get water bottles. This is the cake we got, very nice. And there's also a fruit platter, which I don't know if it comes with the status. We're here on a globalist status, but that might just be part of the room. You have quite big of an area for your suitcases. You have kind of here, this is a bit hard to show, his and hers kind of wardrobes, I guess, and plenty of space for your suitcases. And then let's talk about the bathroom. And not much to mention here. I really like the bathtub. It's quite long, even for me. I think I fit well in there. I do appreciate also the bath amenities. Everything is branded by Balmain, I think it's pronounced, and definitely a very nice brand. You only get one sink. It's fairly small, but to be honest, we don't mind. The more important thing is that the shower area is actually quite big. So you can see here you have a big rain shower, and again, all the products reusable. I know a lot of people are not a fan of that, but you get that as well, shampoo, conditioner, and so on. So yeah, that's roughly it. I have to say I quite like it. It's timeless, it's a modern design. There's a lot to like here. And of course, really the highlight is the view. And they made sure that wherever you are here, in the bathroom, in bed, at the table, you have this amazing view. So far, very good. All right, so for comparison, we also are looking here at a Harbor Executive Suite or Harbor View Executive Suite. You can see here how it compares to our standard room. This is also on the same floor, actually, just 2 rooms down the hallway. And the main difference, of course, is you have this massive, pretty massive for Hong Kong size at least, living room with the couch. I think that's really nice. And also because this is a bit of a corner suite, you get a bit of a wider field. And you can see here, this is a really, really nice view coming all the way from the harbor over here to, I think that's Hong Kong Central on Hong Kong Island. So really nice. Besides that, not a lot of differences when it comes to, you of course get the same coffee machine, TV, table. A lot of things are similar. It's really mostly about the size. And we also of course have to look at the difference for the bedroom and the bathroom. Bedroom again, somewhat similar. However, one of the main differences when you come into the bedroom is that you get a dedicated TV for your bedroom. So if that's something that's very important to you, you have 2 TVs here. So that's nice, I guess. Besides that, I think what's more important or more interesting is that the bathroom is a bit bigger. So if we're actually going to the bathroom, you do have a bathtub just like in the standard room. However, it's actually much bigger. So if you come here, for comparison, in our room, it's a fairly small standard bathtub size, and you can see here, this is more of a square-shaped, really big jacuzzi style bathtub, and you still get the same kind of view outside. So I think that's really nice. Besides that though, and surprisingly, you only get 1 sink, even though this is a big suite for 2 people or more. Only 1 sink. That's interesting. And one more, I think, thing we need to highlight is that you get a little bit of a walk-in closet. So you have this space here between the bathroom and the bedroom where you can actually put your things on top of the wardrobe you get at the entrance. So that's about it. Now you have the differences between the 2 room types, so hopefully that helps in choosing which room type you should take.
Okay, then let's talk amenities, and first we go to the Grand Cafe on the ground floor, which houses the restaurant where you will have the breakfast. And this is really a very nice and extremely extensive breakfast, I have to say. First up, you can see here only parts of the seating area. It has kind of its nooks and kind of hidden places and stretches out over quite a long time. You don't really have a view, just to note, because it's ground floor and there's not much around the hotel on the ground floor, but I think you'll just be focused on all the many food options that you can get here. And of course, you have all the standards. You have your fruits, you have your pastries, you have some basic savory dishes and an egg station, but you can also see that they're making some fresh bacon here. They do have this in the back here, for example, this massive ham. They have some more exotic pastries. They do have freshly made juices. You can decide which ones they should make for you, and it's just incredible. The variety is really impressive. And what's more important, of course, because variety is not everything. What about the quality? And I'm really happy to say that this is very, very solid. The pastries are proper and not too dry. You have plenty of fruits, although in the shot they really need to refill those, but the fruits are mostly fresh. You don't have these, let's say, for example, slightly mushy watermelon pieces or so. So I have to say, overall, throughout the book, this was a really, really great experience of a breakfast. And I got so much footage, as you can see. You have the coconuts, you have like salad bars, you have soup stations. It just keeps on going and going. And it was really a pleasure to every morning have so many options to try out. It's so fun to go there. However, it can get busy, and if you do have lounge access, of course, you can also take the breakfast in the Grand Club on the 30th floor. And what you get there is a more intimate breakfast experience because, of course, it's a lot smaller. You can see here when you enter the lounge, you come up this curved stairways. It feels like a ballroom almost out of a fairy tale. And you can see here, of course, you have this absolutely fantastic view, and more on that later. But you can have your breakfast there. It's of course reduced in terms of the options. You do have some savory dishes. You have your basics covered, of course, which means eggs, you have pastries, fruits, granola, you have bacon and sausages and this kind of stuff. It's not quite the same to the ground floor, but what we did is we had our main breakfast on the ground floor and then came up to the lounge to still have our coffee, relax a little bit. And there are a few items that the lounge has that you don't find on the ground floor, which is mainly berries, so blueberries, strawberries and raspberries were available in the lounge in big bowls. I absolutely love that because you don't see that a lot in hotels. I feel like, I guess it's quite costly to provide, so it's not exactly fruit of choice. Maybe it spoils too quickly. And you can see here also the slightly savory dishes. It is really, really solid. I'm still happy to have the option to also go to the ground floor, but depending on which one you prefer, or if you only have a choice of either one of the two, I think either way you get a very solid breakfast in the morning, so no worries about that. Lastly, you also have fresh juices, and you can taste that they are freshly made, at least I think so. So that's nice, you can order a few things, and you can also see here the aforementioned blueberries and watermelon juice. I love watermelon juice, but more importantly, you constantly have a nice view out of the lounge. Now, since we're already at the lounge, let's talk about the tea time, and you can see just the absolutely stunning views that you get onto the Kowloon side. And if you're familiar with Hong Kong, you know it's a very busy city, and to have the option to come to the lounge for breakfast, for tea time here, or for happy hour later, and just to have this haven of tranquility is such a nice change of pace. It's such a oasis away from the very busy and bustling city. You can see they have fantastic pastries. You have the traditional British tea time. You constantly have this amazing views, and you can also see that at least during tea time it was not too busy, unlike the happy hour where it gets quite crowded. More on that later, but I think it's fantastic to have the option. So if you can, try and get the lounge access. I believe it's truly worth it because it just makes your stay that much more memorable. And now when we talk about the happy hour, of course that's the main attraction of this lounge. And again, you can see here how nicely the lounge is also lit up. It gets very, cozy and gloomy, and I love how they lit it up, and also with these red little flower bouquets on every table. It just looks beautiful. Very much depending then on when you come to the lounge, it can be very busy or not so much. We usually try to come 20 minutes before the happy hour started, and at least during the week it was quite alright. On the weekends then it got very busy. But you can see again, Hong Kong has such an interesting skyline, even on the Kowloon side, especially when it's the evening and everything is lit up in interesting ways. Now in terms of the food offering and the drinks offering, it's really, really extensive. first to mention is that they are serving Ruinart champagne at all times. There's basically free flow champagne. Actually, you can also get it during the day if you ask for it at least, but they very prominently put it out in the evening and are happy to top it up at all times. You also have, of course, wine options, you have spirits options, you have beer, and also, of course, soft drinks and juices. One thing I want to mention is that Scott, the lounge manager, was doing a fantastic job of really talking to all his guests and making sure that everyone is having as much of an enjoyable time as possible. I think he's the main driver to why this lounge is functioning so well and why my family and I keep on coming back to this absolutely fantastic lounge. As you can already see, there are some savory dishes, there's a burger station, at least that was on one day, it always changes every day. And there's a variety of savory, warm dishes, cold dishes, you have fruits, you have sweets, you have pretty much everything. And what's nice is that it really can replace a dinner for you. So when taking that in mind, when looking at the hotel rates, keep in mind you can have a full meal here at the lounge every night, including drinks, including free flow drinks. So I think the value proposition is really nice. I haven't checked on how the rates compare, so make sure that the premium is worth it to you, but I think the offer together with the views, it is just amazing. And to sip champagne in the late afternoon with the view over Kowloon Island is just fantastic, in my opinion. You can also see from the top then the swimming pool, and that's what I want to talk about next. Yes, this hotel has a swimming pool. Even though it's a city hotel, there is one. It is not the biggest one, but for this we go onto the 11th floor where there's also a spa. Now, I have to mention that when we came in March, it was not really warm enough for us to properly use the pool, but still I wanted to show you around a little bit. For that you head out, it's actually a little bit of a pathway to the pool, and I believe it is also shared with the Renaissance Hotel on the other side, so it's shared between the two hotels. When you reach the pool, first up there's a bar area. Now, as you can see, it was wet, it was a bit cold, but we've been here at this hotel during the summer and it gets super popular. They have live music, they have nice drinks there, and it's just the place to be for a lot of people, and I can see why it's a really relaxing place to hang around. This bar then is called the Waterfall Bar because you have this little waterfall right next to the bar that kind of leads the water into the pool. The pool itself then is good, I would say. To be honest, I'm happy with it, at least size-wise. It can get a bit crowded in the summer. You have a ton of beach chairs. Actually, maybe they don't have all of them out just now. And there's also a poolside restaurant that serves some really nice salads, so I can absolutely recommend those. And you can see here, at least during our stay this time, it was cloudy, it was cold, there was not so much to do around the pool. And in terms of view, you don't really have one. You can see it here. Technically there's a bit of a view, but I think you can, most of the time you don't really see it. But anyway, it's great that they have it, and I believe especially in summer it's super nice to have that. Again, it's such a contrast then to the city, exhausting environment, so that's super nice to have. Okay then, the last thing I want to talk about is the Steakhouse. That is called Steakhouse, and the Grand Club, the Grand Cafe, the Steakhouse, they really kept it very basic with the names, I guess. But you go from the outside next to the hotel, there's a separate entrance. You get into this very gloomy looking place. It looks very interesting. It's almost more like the entrance to a club. And you can see here, this is the restaurant. It is fairly small, and it's basically a very standard steakhouse with mostly different steak cuts as well as some seafood varieties. And you can see it here. You actually from the table get a view into the lobby, so you're kind of on the second or third-ish floor, and you can have a nice overview of what's going on in the lobby and in this lobby cafe where they often have live music. So it's actually quite interesting to see it from up there. Now, in terms of the restaurant itself, it's definitely more on the pricier side. I would say this is Hong Kong food and restaurants in general can be quite expensive, especially on the more luxury segment. You can see that they have some quite interesting decoration. And in terms of food, I am happy to say that it was really, really good. All of the starters we had at least were seafood related. Everything was quite fresh, slightly acidic, kind of very light food, which was fantastic as a contrast to the steaks later. You can see here, I believe that's a clam chowder with some garlic bread. And then of course you have the main highlights of the dinner, which is the steaks, of course, and some side dishes. So overall it's great, and there are also a lot of other restaurants. This is a very big hotel right next to this exhibition center, so of course they do have a lot of options. So then let's talk about the conclusion. I know it's been a really long video already. There's so much that I can say about this hotel, but let me first up highlight the room service. So whenever we left some clothes cluttered around, they actually folded them up so nicely, which is fantastic. It's such a nice little detail. Again, also with the cables, they actually put them together with the included cable ties. Like, who does that? This is such a fantastic attention to detail. It's absolutely impressive. The Grand Hyatt is a very, very nice hotel in a good location. It is a big hotel, it's not a boutique hotel, and it really feels like it. It can get quite busy, you have a lot of business travelers there, and I believe that if you can, you have to absolutely include access to the executive lounge, because it will elevate your stay to such a high extent. Whether it's your first or the 20th time in Hong Kong, you'll be glad to have this place where you can rest and relax a bit from the busy city life. And for us it was just so integral to exploring the city, or coming back from a hike in the hills surrounding the city to sip champagne in the late afternoon with these stunning views. It just feels like you have it made. In a way, I really have to say it. And the stuff is just fantastic, I have to say, specifically the lounge staff. There's a couple of people that you see almost every night, including, as mentioned, Scott, the lounge manager, and they're doing an outstanding job of making you feel welcome and making you feel at home. The rooms are nice, it's nothing crazy, it's not too modern, but I think it's just such a timeless design that it works really well. Anyway, also if you are in the Hyatt realm of things, if you are with their loyalty program, I guess you don't have a lot of options, but I'm glad to say that the Grand Hyatt is a really, really, really good option for you. So definitely give it a try if you can. You get a very nice breakfast, you have options for all kinds of restaurants, and the city is just at your fingertip. As well, you have a spa, you have a pool. It really is the whole package in my opinion, and this is also the reason why my family and I have been coming back to the Grand Hyatt for, I believe now, the 10th or 15th time. So yeah, that's it from my side, guys. I know a super long video, appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.